of our Dragon Age campaign. We are at episode 11 of 13, which means just after just two more games, and I hope we save Thetis. We'll see.
I'm
But,
nervous.
oh yeah, what's gonna happen? Well, my friends, I am your storyteller this evening, Sage.
That would make me your wonderful player who has just been absent slash my poor wonderful Kunari mage Sahar seems to be suffering something, and I'm very curious to find out what.
That makes me Morgan, and I'm playing your wonderful rogue, Emilu.
And I'm Rihanna, and I'm playing Athvin, the Dalish elf warrior father.
Those are the best adjectives.
I want Athvin to have business cards that say that.
I was thinking one of those really hyper-specific t-shirts that's like, this father of a beautiful daughter, Dalish elf warrior.
It gets advertised to him all the time on Facebook.
Yep.
Well, friends, before we figure out what has been happening to Sahar, let's fill them in with what has been going on with your activity in Wycombe since you've been here.
You've been
Okay.
asleep.
What happened last time?
So yeah, Sahar has been very sick.
Okay, so not just like sleepy, just also sick.
No, they've been sick. But
Asleep,
you're
but
very
sick.
special because it seems to have taken over you.
What?
And we found out at the end that the reason why everybody's getting sick is that there's red lyrium that have been poisoning the wells. Yeah, but we don't know if that's what's affecting you or if it's going to be something different. We haven't quite figured that out, but we're going to. So here's what I've got on the last night. We have we started our last game after we had just fought off a bunch of baddies in the Dalish camp. They were a bunch of Kunari. And we saved one guy. His name was Spitty. He was really rude. His name was Spitty.
He spit.
He didn't really want to tell us his name, so we made one up for him, and he acquiesced to being called it.
By acquiescing, did he just not?
He just went sort of like
disagree.
Sure. Yeah, so he just sort of agreed to it. Like that's good enough. So that was that. So Spitty told us that the Duke was actually behind everything. What a fucker! And there's all this stuff going on. So we had him sort of taken by the lesbian police.
Okay.
And
the whole guard is lesbians.
Whole guard.
We skipped over that. All of the guard.
We had Captain Tegan, and Captain Tegan had taken over from Captain Etheridge. And it was
her first in command, Sarah, with her.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So we had a big fight with the Kunari, and some of the Dalish died, which was really sad. But then we figured out that it was the Duke. And as we were coming back, the Han head on spike is the first note I have from session 10. Spitty hogtied, Duke bad. The Dalish, what we decided to do was infiltrate the Duke's manor to try and figure out what he's got going on. And it turns out that we had a little baby elf named Ileana.
What? You just found a baby?
Well, she's 14, 15. A child, but not.
she was so Athen went into the Dalish camp and was like, who amongst you will rise up against your oppressors? And everybody was like, I've got
in the alienage in the city.
Yeah.
Oh,
and so she has a shitty bob, so we assume she is a lesbian.
Okay, yeah, correlation, sure.
Yeah, of course.
But she was the only one.
Listen, there's no straight woman alive that has an asymmetrical hairline. So we've got we got this baby, and she was like, my mom works with the Duke, and so we had Athen infiltrate the Dukes to find
as a maid.
Ooh. Yeah, he got all cutesy cuts costumes.
Heck yeah.
So then he infiltrated the Duke and was like, oh, you're crazy as a tit. And fixed it, he found all these crazy notes, and it turns out that they had been putting all these red lyrium things in wells.
Okay.
Yeah, super crazy.
He seems insane, but we'll figure that out later.
So the notes that the Duke had was like experiments on how long it takes for the red lyrium to infiltrate and affect people. So they were doing all these experiments. But really funny, they had only put the red lyrium in wells that wealthy people were drinking out of and none for the elves. So the elves weren't getting sick. Really funny, kind of reverse bias helped them. Right? They were so racist. They're like, you don't get the purifying crystal that's poisoning all of us.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so a little backwards fuck you, kind of spiritually. So other things that I've got in my notes are Bahan yeets ahead, just chucked it in the middle of a town square.
As they do.
We've got to. The plan was Athen sneaks in as a serving. And then Emilu and Bahan do the talkie. So Emilu and Bahan, we're going to go talk to the Tevinter, because he seems to be all mixed up in this. There's a Tevinter council member. We're going to go talk to him. He's shady.
Okay.
So his name's Philaire. We're going to go talk to him. I've written down muffins because that was really important at some point.
Breakfast is important.
Breakfast is important.
Most important meal of the day.
So, something about smuggling, blood magic, sneaky fuck. Someone was following me. Someone was following me and I lost him.
Nice.
What else have I got here? Duke hasn't left study in weeks. Stinky. I've underlined.
Stinky.
Did you put the stink lines over stinky?
I just have multiple exclamations and an underline.
Stinky.
Oh, that's great.
Stinky.
Oh, that's stinky. Yeah.
Stinky. Duke has red hazy glow. Duke is either crazy or something. I don't know. I can't read my things. Then I've got quotes. A bitch is getting to work. Back to Emmylou.
That was Aspen.
That was Aspen.
A bitch is getting to work.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we've just found out everything is this is really important. Oh god. Okay.
Ready,
So in my
ready.
notes, so there were all these crystals and we were like, oh shit, the red lotus, there's all these symbols that was meant for the lyrium in the wells. And then you were having a little sleep, but you were having dreams. And you said Flemeth, Arbor Wilds, Temple, and Gardener.
Okay, I'm gonna write this in red.
Bahan was talking to the gardener, but you were
Bahan fought the gardener.
Sorry.
No, you didn't say gardener.
So I just have Sahar, Flemeth, Arbor Wilds, Temple. That's what I've got. I'm sorry my notes were a little wild last time. I was not
No,
paying
man,
attention.
thank you. Thank you for taking notes.
But that's what
I'm what you call a method actor in that Aspen is a dumbass, so I refuse to take notes, and whatever I remember,
what
he
happened?
remembers.
Poor Sahar though literally hasn't been here for 2 weeks, so they're like,
Not
happening?
too sure.
yeah, that's okay. That's okay. So,
Gonna wake up a little groggy.
Sage,
No, this is good.
I hope that was good enough.
That was definitely pretty good. Yes.
Audience
So
members, I'm sorry.
where we had left off, Athvin, Bahan, and Emmylou had just reconvened in the in Lady Hastwick's manor, and you all were exchanging notes and putting these clues together and figuring out what your next step was. And at 2 p.m., you have a post-lunch meeting with council member Lorenzo Filier, who is the newest member of this council, who took office 2 years ago by showing such an upstart attitude and has been responsible for improving all of the public works in the city. But we're going to pick up with Sahar, which is going to have us jump back a little bit in time to the previous night when you and Emmylou had arrived in Lady Hastwick's house. She had welcomed you into her sitting parlor and offered you a comforting cup of lavender tea. Of course, after listening to her speak about council member Filier and some of the goings-on in the city, you all dropped off your belongings into your rooms and started to set off to figure out what Bahan and Athvin had gotten up to. But suddenly you felt a turn. And as if your very blood began to revolt against you. You fall back and feel as though you're falling into inky fire. Eventually, consciousness returns, but not the normal waking consciousness. Instead, the fuzzy and slippery state of dreams, of being in the fade. Around you is a small glen, teeming with almost fluorescent lilies. Next to you is a pair of small stone pyramids that are encircled by a ring of silverite stones. And in the circle, or in the center of this circle, you see a humanoid fox creature who is wearing a tweed brown three-piece suit and is sitting very patiently and almost expectantly on the ground. And as he sees you wake up, he says, "Oh, how marvelous. Someone who's come to rescue me."
Oh, you're not
A
here
fan.
to rescue me?
"Oh, well, you see, I am encompassed in this," as he motions to this circle of very silvery stones that have formed this sort of that are used to form this kind of warding shield around him that is and you see that these two pyramids that he's sitting right in between are kind of glowing with this faint kind of magical glow. He goes, "No, I've been trapped here, caged like an animal."
That's not fair.
"You're so right. What
Is
brings you this part of the woods?"
Oh, I just woke up from a nap.
As one does.
I don't quite know how I got here specifically. This part of the fate is kind of unknown to me.
Ah, yes. You see, I am here because I have been trapped by a keeper of a Dalish clan. Clan Viernan. They seem to think I have knowledge that they can use, and I thought that they would only use it for selfish gains. And well, as I felt your mind slip into slumber, I decided to call you here, as you seemed a strong, stalwart spirit who would certainly give aid to a helpless creature like myself.
Oh, I mean, yeah, you seem quite lovely. Can we perhaps exchange names?
Oh, yes, of course. Call me Imshale. Morgan, your face is so great.
Imshil, it's nice to meet you. My name is Sahar. It's custom for me. And I'm gonna dig around for whatever is in my dream pockets and bust out some. I didn't pre-think of herbs.
Parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme.
I haven't done parsley, so but it's just cut it's fresh parsley.
Mm-hmm.
So can I reach over that circle of rock and pass over the couple sprigs of parsley?
As you begin to extend your hand, you feel this kind of repulsion. He goes, "I know, this is my fate. The circle must be broken before I am allowed to be freed. Simply moving some of the stones should do it."
And Sahara's gonna take a moment. So I didn't get to pass over the parsley because of that feeling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you're still
And
holding it in your hands on the other side, and you feel this the feeling of two magnets with the same side pushing against each other.
inadvertently, I'll take a step back and clutch my couple sprigs of parsley and hold it close to my chest. I should really know better, but it's so hard not to want to help somebody. Michelle,
Yes.
can we make a contract?
I thought you'd never ask. Tell me, I am a spirit of choice. That is what empowers me. What is it that you want? What is the next choice for you?
This will take Sahar a couple moments to really consider. The memories of the past occurrences are a little blurry, you know? They have the vivid memory of the fight at, what was it called before the castle place?
Haven?
Haven?
At Haven, yes.
Haven. That is still a very fresh and clear memory. And then, excuse me. And then the traveling to, where did we go?
To Skyhold.
Skyhold.
To Skyhold.
High up in the Frostback Mountains.
Okay, though those memories still kind of ring true, and then everything gets a little blurry. So when Sahar has to really consider what the next choice is, that in itself is difficult. So they're going to answer, what is my next choice? I think my choice is to ensure the protection of my band, my companions. And they're gonna reach up and kind of like press on their temple. I wish I could say more than that. Can you offer protection?
Of course. I deeply admire your sense of protection and compassion for your friends. And I can offer you something. He dips his hand, this kind of fuzzy hand-like claw, into the inside of his coat pocket, and he reveals this obsidian stone that's in the shape of a wolf's head. He says, "This is a key. You see, Keeper Thelen of the Dalish clan who has trapped me here, he seeks this. This unlocks an ancient network that was created by the Dalish elves before the time of Tevinter, before humans had wandered into Thedas, that connects all of the continent, that holds great ancient relics and ruins of elven past. And I knew he would only use these for selfish ends to seek his own and further his own power. But you are a kind soul, and I will grant this key to you that will unlock this network. If you allow me to travel with you as a passenger."
Sahara's expression kind of changes to that disbelieving gratitude. Bless their naive soul. Their mage training has been very specific. And they are who they are. You would truly trust me with that. Yes, you may travel with us. I don't know if I have the absolute authority, but this means a lot to me.
Of course, a noble soul such as yours, one who has claimed the attention of such a prevalent witch of the wilds, who works for an organization who is shaping the course of history itself. Yes, I want to be there. I want to walk around and see and become empowered by your choices.
And with that, Sahar will fight those forces of revulsion and break that circle.
You see, he reaches this furry hand out towards you and will gladly take a sprig of parsley, and he puts it in his coat pocket right next to his very neatly tucked little scarf, handkerchief, pocket square. That's the
There
word.
it is.
Pocket square. He goes, this will be a wonderful time. And suddenly you feel this sort of warping, this like distortion as your vision kind of blurs again, and it becomes encompassed in this orange and white, and everything suddenly kind of falls to darkness again. And as you wake up in normal waking consciousness, you find yourself in a lovely room in a large bed covered with many quilted blankets. Next to you is a handmade poultice with a love note from Emmy Lou. And you see sitting next to you on this bed is this old, kind of grizzled looking lady's maid who is taking a washcloth and damping the sweat off of your forehead. Your vision kind of flutters, and you have the feeling of presence. And you are imbued with incredible power. Any spell in the rulebook, you could just call it to mind instantly, and you have access to this power that you don't even need to draw from your own. So you don't even think you would have to spend mana points.
This is a overwhelming feeling, and it's almost like Sahar is shook. They're laying there prone with the little old lady patting their face, and Sahar's eyes are just like wide, like,
Oh shit, you're awake! Oh, I gotta tell someone! You hear this lady's maid run and rushes out of the room.
washcloth drips kind of uncomfortably in my eyes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you hear this voice in the back of your head. It's been so long since I've been in the waking world. Thank you.
You're
My
welcome.
notes. My
Hey.
notes say rutro,
Yeah.
whelp, and
Not-
yike.
Yeah, not that it's important, like it's just whatever, but I thought it was funny. Parsley means death.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, just so you know. The Greeks used it
Oh, that is
symbol for
so
death.
That's
funny.
Well,
Oof.
just funny, just a funny tidbit.
Afton, Emmylou, and Bahan, you suddenly see the Lady Prudence bolting into the entryway to come find you all and goes, the other one's awake!
Whoa!
So Emmy Lou, of course, is gonna hustle over to see
Yeah, I'll bolt.
Sahar. Oh, is Afton there or is it Bahan?
All three of
us,
you had
right?
managed to reconvene.
Oh,
It was
yes,
just
that's
after,
right.
yeah, just after you had finished passing off notes and reading the research papers
That's
and
right.
everything.
I changed out of the maid uniform, right?
Yes. Yeah,
Oh,
you got back to
fine.
the house and you changed. I mean, you can change back.
No, it's fine. I'm just making sure.
I think that would be a nice surprise for Sahar. Like,
Yeah.
oh, hello, friends, and cleaning lady. Oh, no. Hello.
right.
It's just
Let's just pretend he didn't
Just
change out of it.
Aspen.
Okay.
Hasn't changed yet. It's about
Yeah.
12 o'clock. You all have a couple hours before the alleged meeting with
Everything.
Valyria.
But yeah, if Sahar's awake, hell yeah, we'll all bolt over there.
Yeah.
And as you all bolt over and you see Sahar wide-eyed lying on the bed.
Hi, you're awake. That's great. How are you feeling?
confused.
Yeah.
What's the last thing you remember?
Skyhaven?
Wow,
Oh,
you don't even remember the trip
boy.
over here?
Don't remember socks or when. Do you remember the statue when Bahan stole it or the bandits?
Yeah,
Somehow I don't, you know?
Oh gosh.
okay.
I don't know. Is everybody okay?
Yeah, everybody mostly fine. We got here about a day ago, right, Sage?
Mhm.
What's happened? Okay.
Yeah, it was yesterday.
So we got here about a day ago. We found out a lot of information very quickly.
There was
Did
a battle, but
Aspen get a job?
Do what?
Aspen had to get a
Oh,
job to make some
No,
more money.
no.
I mean,
we had to infiltrate. We had to do a bit of
Oh.
infiltration.
this,
Yeah.
this is not. No, I not change later.
So, yeah. So Sahar, when we got here, you felt quite ill, and then so you got sick, and then we found out that the Duke and this Tavinta council member is behind all the sickness and all the nonsense with the Dalish. So
Has he expired yet?
he has not. We're working on that.
You know, I'm feeling really, really revitalized, and Sahar will kind of sit up and do a couple of impressive stretches, whatever people consider impressive while sitting.
Okay.
For stretches is what Sahar will do. It'd be like a good like shoulder.
Aspen will come over with like his hands up and be like, "Art, you don't. If you still, gosh, Sahar, you really had us worried. If you still feel sick, you shouldn't. Don't feel obligated to come with us."
Yeah.
Something happened that I don't know how to put into words, but I think I'm gonna be able to protect everybody now.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
that's good to know. I thought we did a pretty good job of protecting each other before, but yeah. I'm glad you're feeling better.
Thank you. And also your little pool test, fantastic. The dandelion in there is my favorite.
I was really hoping you'd like it. I was just thinking to myself, like, I don't really know any medicine or that kind of things, but I tried to think to myself, like, what would Sahar do in this situation? So I figured that would be the course to go.
I picture Emily just like walking through the city and picking up whatever weeds and grass was like nearest to her.
I feel like Emmy Lou would like pick some flowers and then start to walk away and then come back and I'm like, shit, what do I put back? A little bit of lint, or you know, like you know, like a little bit
the
of paper.
lace of your shoes.
Yeah, I do a little origami. Like I'll do a little folding, like it's a little shitty crane. It's not good origami, but it's like a little shitty crane, and I'll put that there.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. Painted rock, you know, small stuff.
Yeah, you know, whatever you can find.
No, it's really nice.
Okay.
I want to help. I want to do what I can. I think I can be better, and I think I can be stronger.
Okay. Wow. This is some hell of a nap. Tell you what, if that's catching, I wouldn't mind it. Have a couple day with the kind of a sweaty sleep, and then wake up and be like, yeah. Okay, so we're gonna go and meet up with the council member Philia. So he's the Tivinta type that we think is behind all of this.
Oh.
So yeah,
I'm gonna
okay.
change.
Yeah, you should change. You should change.
It's still a good look, though. If you ever wanted to get a job as a cleaning person, I would join you. You know, I clean floors really well. That's all I've ever cleaned in my life, but
I mean, no,
floors.
you did a great job back at Skyhold, but no, I think I'm more comfortable not in the dress, but maybe at some point when I have more time to think about my feelings, I'll come back to if I want to wear a dress or not.
That's fair.
We support you, buddy.
Always.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You certainly got the gams for it, so.
I'm like looks at. All right. But yeah, he'll go change.
All right.
And Sahar, as you begin to sort of like get up and start stretching, you feel in your pocket something probably about the size of a fist and very heavy and dense, almost like rock.
Can I discreetly pull it out and examine if it is in the shape of a wolf head?
Yeah, and as you can kind of like move the comforters away and take a quick peek in. It is indeed.
I'll whisper it's more to my internal self. Thank you. And I will slip it back into my robes.
Mm-hmm. So Ethman, you can have a change. And yes, you all. Well, so anything in particular that you all would like to do before you set off, or you want to fast forward in time?
Do we have anything that's like super official looking? Because I feel like we should go into this meeting with like, this is the Inquisition, unless you think otherwise, Emmylou.
I think actually going from a position of the Inquisition is the best way to go. I mean, obviously that's why we're here, but that gives us kind of the authority to be like a big old fuck you. Yeah. So that's what I'm thinking, especially if we get the like, we were sent here to meet with you on behest.
Yeah. So if we had anything
Montilia.
like very ostentatious, like some fucking banners or I don't know.
I mean,
you all would definitely have some like nice parchment with the Inquisition letterhead and like the sign of like Liliana of the nightingale on the bottom.
Yeah, Sage, okay. I've got cultural law as a cunning skill. Do I know if there would be anything that would be more advantageous to take?
Ooh,
make a roll.
First roll of the night. D7. That's an 11.
So you would know, definitely presenting yourself with a letter of recommendation or introduction from the Inquisition would be the biggest ticket in the door for sure. And so you have such parchment with the Lady Nightingale's signal on the bottom, with discretion up to you as to what you would like to fill in with that.
Okay. So, this will be honestly our ticket in. So, I guess we can write that we are investigating ill behavior for the Dalish and the mysterious illness that has befallen the city.
Who writes it? Like, who has the best like handwriting for this? Because it's gotta look nice.
Emmylou can do it.
Ooh, okay.
Emmylou has evaluation and other things and be fancy writer. Emmylou's forged a lot of checks in her time.
There you go. There you go.
That's where it is. And you also know that Lady Hastwick arranged this meeting for you, and so that you have her good graces, and so you have that sort of social political leverage as well.
Awesome.
Yes, you can.
Okay.
Write it up.
Write it up. Do I need to make a roll for how good it is or no?
No, it's fine.
Okay.
You got the handwriting. It passes.
Yeah.
And so, yes, you all can set off. You know that Falir's office is in the large city council building that you all had traveled towards earlier. And yeah, you know, and then from in there, presumably someone can point you in the right direction.
Okay. So off we go. I have a question. Not to metagame this, but like just from what I know of Sahar, who's usually a very chill, easygoing sort of person, is there anything that tells me your friend's been possessed?
I mean, I can offer those more nervous excitement
Okay.
than they normally have. Like as you said, they're a lot more mellow, calm, and just gonna go to the flow versus like, I'm gonna protect you all. It's gonna be great. I'm strong. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to make a cunning, specifically like arcane lore, you can go
Okay.
for it if you have the focus on that. But yeah, otherwise just a cunning check. Or also,
Well, hold on now. When you do a check, I'm sorry that I've done this. I didn't mean to do it, to be bad at this, but like when you do a roll and you've got a focus in it. I thought I just had it built into my score, but do I just add 2?
Yeah, you just add a +2.
Okay, that
so
makes sense.
if your focus applies, you get to add a +2.
Okay, so I've got a +4 in cunning, which is quite a lot. So I guess that 11 would have been higher, but doesn't matter now. Ooh, I got ooh. Ooh. All right, so that's an 18.
Holy smokes.
Dang.
Which is funny because Emily does enough shit about the arcane.
So
intuition, baby.
Right? Yeah, so what kind of comes to mind is, Sahar was asleep for like 18 hours. And so maybe there was something magical, something that happened, maybe some sort of something clearly has changed them.
Okay.
And with the fade and having access, because when you dream you gain access to the fade, and so perhaps they had some sort of seeking or journey or coming to understanding, and maybe why they're suddenly having this really sort of sudden change in demeanor. But yeah, normally, yeah, but specifically with possession, you would know that most mages like lose it. They turn into these unholy abominations and just become unrecognizable. And Sahar seems fine.
Okay.
Little peppy.
Yeah, with that thought, Emmy Lou's just gonna. Honestly, Emmy Lou's just gonna think, they had a really nice nap.
Well rested.
Yeah, well rested. I'll talk to them later about if they had any cool dreams. Yeah.
Right now, duty calls.
Duty calls. Doo-doo calls. Let's do it.
Haha, the poopy.
All right, so we get to the city council building.
Yeah, and you see that there's a directory, and you can look up to the highest floor. The third floor has all of the council member offices, and you see 13C is labeled as Lorenzo Filier's office.
I thought you were going to say Lorenzo Florenzo.
That's officially their name.
Why not?
B and I have a wonderful habit of just changing names in games. In our Conan game, our baddie was named like Stenobus, and like halfway through the second episode, he was like, "He's Sidonus now."
Sidonus.
Yeah, Sidonus, Sinobus,
so now his name is Sidonus. It's just the full thing. So Lorenzo Filier. Florenzo.
He sounds like he needs like 3 more names in between Filier.
Yeah.
You gotta keep it short, None of these plebeians will truly appreciate his lineage.
That's true.
Lorenzo, Amadeus, Betsy, right?
Ooh, definitely.
Tim.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you see that the there's a lovely gold placard that on the door with his name, Lorenzo Florenzo. And you see that but you hear the sounds of kind of furious scribbling coming from just beyond this closed door, and so you all can give a knock.
Athen bangs it. Yeah.
Emily's gonna give like a kind of like chill out face.
But then he opens the door very softly.
Ah.
Gotta keep him on the toes.
Yeah, there you go.
Is that how you do that? Sahar just looks confused.
I mean, that's how we're doing it.
Hard bank, soft open. Come in. You hear from the other side while the door is already opening.
Yeah.
And you see this gorgeous, absolutely stunning copper-skinned man with this beautiful dark hair that is kind of swept off into a ponytail that just delicately drapes over his shoulder, and you see he's wearing this outfit of royal golds and blues and reds as he is sitting with this long peacock feather quill at his desk with a stack of forms and writing on part, you see writing presumably maybe like it looks to be like a letter on like official state documents. He goes, "Ah, yes, you must be my 2 o'clock. Welcome. Please come in, have a seat," and motions to a couple of rolly chairs that are in front of this large mahogany desk. Agents of the Inquisition, no doubt.
Yeah, that's us. Hello, it's wonderful to meet you. My name is Emmy Lou. This is Ethan, and this is Sahar. And that's Bahan, and I'll point back to Bahan. I assume Bahan's with us.
Yeah, Mahan is
Okay. Okay.
They're just hanging around, skulking, perhaps, as they do. There's maybe a moment where, like, Sahara has to slap their hands away from a really good-looking vase.
Probably.
Missing their head on a pike.
Oh.
We need more threatening. So
Yeah, doing the strong silent type in the back.
I really wish we had thought to write a letter to the police to be like, "Hi, Captain. It's the Tivinta." All right, but we didn't do that, so shit. Okay. So thank you so much for taking the time to sit down with us.
Of course, absolutely. When Lady Hastwick called, of course I was obliged to sit down with agents of an up and coming organization.
Yeah, that's us.
What is it that I can do you for today?
So I'm really hoping you can help explain some things for us. So we were sent here by the Inquisition because the Inquisitor's family was living just outside of the walls, the Dalish clan of Llewellyn, and they had been experiencing some really terrible aggression and threats from the city. And we were wondering why that might be.
Yes, a truly terrible thing. I heard that a band of mercenaries attacked them. Dreadful.
Yeah, actually, it was quite dreadful. We happened to be there, which is quite lucky.
Oh, fantastic. I assume that they are all safe now?
Oh, the Dalish, yeah. Not so much the mercenaries. Mercenaries, not so safe. But, as one of the mercenaries was defeated, he mentioned something interesting, and I'm hoping you can clear this up. He said that the Duke paid him.
Clearly a setup. Clearly some sort of ruse to pass the blame.
Yeah, no, we thought the same. Like, could be institutions of power pressing the people who are marginalized. That never happens. Especially in a city such of yours that has, elves and humans mixing freely. But then, we did have a lot coming in here of the sickness that's going around.
He leans back thoughtfully in his chair.
Steeples his fingers suspiciously.
Yes, do tell me about your mingling. I so seldomly get out to be able to speak to those of all walks of life. I'm kept here by the fetters of paperwork.
Yeah, that too.
I'm sure.
Maybe what I'm hoping you can do though is so we actually happen to apprehend one of the mercenaries. Would you mind coming down to the guard captains with me? Because I really feel like a man of your understanding and your knowledge of the city could really help us get to the bottom of this.
Oh, sure. I I would be happy. Let me put a word in with my secretary. I do have a few other appointments later, but this is an important matter that I wish to address with you.
I thought you see it that way. I thought you
Yes.
see it that way.
Let me clear the rest of my afternoon. My dear Doris, and you see this elven woman kind of sweep into the room who's got big giant glasses that make her eyeballs look like fish bowls, and
I
she's
love
got
her.
this very tiny bun on the top of her head, and she's
Mhm.
holding a ledger. She goes, yes. my dear Doris, I need to seek to very, very important matters. Do clear the rest of my afternoon. I feel going to take some time. She's, oh yes, of course. I will send word right away. And she begins and steps out. So yeah, you said we must go and see a prisoner.
Yeah, so we managed to apprehend this guy, and of course we knew that, obviously what he was telling was just insanity. But we figured if he was trying to go after the Duke, obviously he's got some ulterior motives. And you being so involved with the city and everything that's going on, I figured you were the man to really tell us, really figure out the bottom of what's going on here. Emily's just trying to flatter the fuck out of him. and
And
just
he seems to be buying it.
okay. So if also Emily was like, shit, we should have told the cops before this. Let's get them to the guard.
I have an idea.
It's a field trip. Let's go.
Mhm.
Yeah, if we can go now, let's go.
Oh, of course. All right. Yes, right away. And so you all can make your way back to. Yes.
Actually, Atherin's gonna say, Emmylou, will you be coming back here?
I'm assuming after our visit, to Captain Tegan, I'm assuming that the council will have to come back to wrap things up.
Okay.
Emily's giving you a very intense look right now of like, maybe not, maybe.
Atherin's gonna say, my hips are acting up, and I was wondering if it would be okay if I just stayed here outside the office, of course.
Yeah, Ethan, I think that's a really good idea. This shouldn't take us too long. So if you wanted to hang out here.
Oh, there on the second floor, there is a health spa. There is a masseuse there. She does wonderfuls. An elven practitioner uses the ancient elven practice of acupuncture. Will put you. Surely you would know. Put you right as rain. Just tell them that Falir said it was all right.
Right. Okay. I'll do that, and I'll see you here later.
All right. Well, shall we?
We shall.
Yeah, shall.
And you see, as you all exit, he locks his office with a key that he keeps on a keyring on his side.
Okay.
As you're kind of waiting by the door, you notice on his right hand he's wearing an interesting ring.
How interesting.
The top, it's a gold set ring, but on the top you see the red enamel face of a lotus shape.
Yep. Yep. Exactly. Like a very, very highly inked manga panel. Atherin's eyes. Zoom in.
Just eyes.
So before we leave, Emmylou is gonna look to the key and then like as stealthily as I can try and communicate to Atherin, like he's got the key, and then look to Doris and be like, she's got another probably. So like like that might be your way in.
Your mind. All right.
That's the kind of guy that leaves something in his office and is too lazy to go and get it. So he's like, Doris, I'm going to text you on the weekend when you shouldn't be working.
Yep. Absolutely.
This is the Adam Rappaport of...
Ooh. Keep it topical. Keep it hot. Fuck that guy.
Everybody joins into TTRPs to get a bon appetit dig in.
Yep.
Okay, so yeah.
And yeah, so Bahan, Emilu, and Sahar, you all can make your way with Lorenzo to the garrison. Which is this huge kind of concrete building, right, built on the edge of the city, pressed against the gates. And Emilu, you recognizing this immediately, being able to step in, and there is the very same receptionist who had greeted you before when you're like, "Hey, I need to talk to the captain." Captain Zanetrap. And so you all begin to step in, and yes, you see this very same receptionist. Captain Tegan said that you might drop in. Let me go get her real quick, and rushes off for a minute, and stepping and coming but a minute later, you see this large, tall, just swole woman who you recognize as Captain Tegan, wearing the full plate and insignia of the city of Wycombe. Goes, "Ah, yes, I've been expecting you all. Thank you. And Council Member Fleer, an unexpected surprise. So seldom we get to show off the efficacy of the city guard."
So, Captain Tegan, I was hoping that you could bring us to an interrogation room because, we have the culprit of what's been going on with the city and violence towards the Dalish. And I figured you would want to be in the loop and we wanted to sit and talk to him.
Ah, fantastic. Yes, follow me right this way, and leads you through a wooden door that's got these iron straps through it that leads into this long hallway of different rooms, and you see some cells where you see just, old drunk men passed out who are sleeping off sleeping off a hard night. And she leads you down at the very end to a room with an ice slat at the top that locks from the outside. She goes, "Yes, you all are welcome in here. Would you like me to station one of the guards inside?"
Yeah, just that would be helpful, just in case for the security.
Of course. Let me go get First Lieutenant Sarah, and we'll lead you all inside. And immediately coming in, you see an oddly identical person to Captain Tegan step into the room.
Wonderful. If Emily's heart had not been taken by Creme, man, this would be a wonderful time. So stepping in to this room, Emily's going to say, "Okay, Council Member, thank you so much for coming. Why don't you take a seat? And why don't you tell me about the Red Lotus?"
And as he takes a seat, you see Sarah go, "Are we expecting any others, or should I?"
No, just him. Lock the door.
Close that.
Gives a very slow nod. Locks it. Flair sits down confidently at the table, puts his feet up on top of it.
Rude.
So disrespectful.
Yes, the crime syndicate that I've heard tale of, this Order of the Red Lotus or some such.
Question, Sage, did I see the ring too, or just Ethan?
Now he's sitting with his hands like very casually folded kind of in his lap, and you can now see it very clearly as it catches
a crime syndicate that you've only heard of, but you have a ring like a pop rock.
Of course.
Oh, well, it is an unfortunate thing. You see, coming from Tevinter, the Red Lotus signifies strength. It symbolizes of magic, of the ephemeral nature of life, of everlasting, despite the shape of form changing. And it is a symbol that my family branch uses for their coat of arms.
Ah,
Clearly, or at least I can imagine, this group of thugs has seen the symbol somewhere and has decided to adopt it from their own. I don't know if they're also Tinvinter. It could be, though it seems a long way to travel for petty crime.
yeah, it would be really coincidental. And like, no offense, but you're just a city councillor. You're not governor. You're not like a king. So it
It's
would be
true.
really weird for like one crime syndicate to be like that guy and his family. We're gonna take the piss out of and just name a whole crime syndicate out of your family name. Kind of weird, wouldn't it?
Narrows eye suspiciously.
It is odd.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard tale of the Blue Lilies. They've taken another Tinvinter name. You know, it just people are so unimaginative.
Yeah. So interesting. Now, I heard that you were part of the big initiative to do the water cleansing, right? The water filtering.
Yes, it's very important that we filter out the impurities in the water.
Right. And all of those water filters
Mhm.
have had the red lotus symbol on them.
Oh.
Mhm.
How
You say it
curious.
like you're surprised. All of those also filters are red lyrium, which crazy poisons people.
What?
Crazy poisons
That
people.
is clear.
You're not even
Ah.
good at lying.
Yeah.
I will
It's
not.
really
And
sad.
he
It is.
slams his hands on the table and stands up. I will not stand for these accusations.
You don't have to
merely
stand.
I feel
You
like
can sit
Bahan
if
would
you'd
say,
like.
"You can sit."
Yeah.
Yes.
yeah.
This is preposterous. I merely put lyrium crystals in there, and if this crime syndicate corrupted them,
So here's a really
that's
big
not
question.
my fault.
Lyrium poisons people normally. So you're not
Not
really
when it's
giving
contained.
yourself you're not really giving yourself a like, but I did a right thing. Instead of giving them a weird skin disease, I gave them cancer. Like you're not really giving there's
Mm-hmm.
a difference. So why don't we just, frankly, I've had a really long night. I'm tired. Can we just dispense with the bullshit? So let's skip to the part where like you lead on to your evil plan.
What is it that you would
We're
like
ready.
from me?
What do I want from you? I literally just asked for it.
Information, please.
Yeah. So what have you got to do with the big Tavinta movement? And oh, sorry, Sage. Do we know about Corypheus yet, or is he just the elder one?
You saw the elder one. You've heard tale of Corypheus, probably the same person.
Okay. So I'm gonna say, what do you know about the elder one?
What do I get for telling you?
What do you get? Nothing.
You can
That's not
leave
how
the
it-
room if you tell us.
Ah.
Oh, were we not in the threatening phase? I'll just Sahara will like put their
I'm like,
staff back. I'll
here's
take
the
a
thing.
couple seconds.
At this point, you're looking at poisoning, not only poisoning, an entire city, however many countless deaths have happened due to the illness of these people that have drunk this water, the harassment and deaths of the Dalish that were attacked on orders
Mm-hmm.
from a governor, or was it mayor, duke, who's gone mad with delirium. So either way, buddy, you're looking to come back to Skyhold for judgment. How bad that judgment is, up to you.
He kind of looks at his nails and flicks some dirt from underneath them, and Well, information. Very well. In exchange for this information, I would like for you to guarantee for me that I will not be executed. I will spend out the rest of my days in a cell. I will rot in some stocks.
Do we have that kind of authority?
We can recommend it. We've got some power with the Nightingale.
They will want to execute you. This isn't an easy request.
What I can guarantee, now you have a totally two different judgment systems, yeah? Because I need to bring you back to Skyhall for judgments of your crimes against the Inquisition and the Inquisitor's family. But you also have the crimes against Wycombe? Where are we? I cannot remember. Wycombe. You also have the crimes against Wycombe. So based on free marches, I can guarantee you that the Inquisition will not execute you.
Very well. I will accept this.
Okay.
Yes. I ordered that lyrium crystals be planted in the water sources. I manipulated the Duke into thinking it was the fault of the elves that the human people were getting sick. I suggested he seek to sort out that matter by sending a group of mercenaries after them so that it would be less obvious that a duke is harming individuals.
Sahara laughs at less obvious.
And that I'll even do you one better. The water of the elven people has a magical property on it that causes them to forget things that have happened more than a week ago.
What?
Okay.
Oh
no.
What the fuck, over? Okay. So
I
I
didn't
want to
like
make like
that.
a cunning check to see what that might connect to. You can you may.
Do it up.
oh, I rolled really well.
Good.
19.
Ooh, dang.
Woo!
You got some good rolls tonight.
Yeah.
So Athvin had relayed how that the elves and the alienage didn't even know that they were Dalish, that they were so flabbergasted when they saw a Dalish elf that there were still
Oh.
Dalish, that there was a clan right outside the gates.
Shit.
Well, okay. This magical property, is it a spell or is it a poison?
Magic is not so easily defined. It is an enchantment that I have placed on some rocks that are inside the well, much like the lyrium crystals I'm sure you've fished up.
Well, in the process of. I'm sure that the guards that are listening should probably get a move on that.
I'm really glad Athvin decided to stay back.
This guy would be
'cause-
Right.
so dead.
Oh, he'd be so dead.
if Athvin was
Oh,
there.
he'd be so dead.
Jahan is like white knuckling their great sword to
Oh,
not
yeah.
Yep.
kill
Thank
this
you,
person
Bahan.
on sight.
So, okay,
Fine. Got my back.
cool.
And you see First Lieutenant Sarah unlock the door, open it, lock it from the other side, and go and march down the hallway.
Okay. So, thanks for confession. Now, we had notes from the Duke saying that this was all an experiment to see how long it took until red lyrium affected people.
Okay.
Oh, you have been thorough. Busy little bees.
Oh, it's pretentious, condescending.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Hmm.
we're effective, is what you could say. But yeah, so was he in it on this from the end and you poisoned him to manipulate him, or was he just a casualty of what you were doing?
It's a simple mind. It's easy to manipulate. Just a means to an end.
Means to an end. Only the greatest of douchebags say that phrase.
Are we
Means
still protecting? I'm having moral conflicts about this.
I understand, but we did promise him that he would not be executed. And we've got to do the Inquisition well on this.
Okay.
I know. Doesn't mean Wycombe can't. But so means to an end. So your end was
Well, as if you've looked over those research notes, it's to understand how we can control individuals through red lyrium to, of course, grow and harvest more red lyrium. You see, it
is that what their
likes to
skin
have
was turning?
likes to have a living host.
Right. Okay. Okay. Control individuals, grow it. And I'm assuming we is your family.
Oh no, they're just a bunch of piss pots fighting over fuck all into Venture. Such small-minded people.
Okay. So who's we?
Who
Of
are these
course,
small-minded folks?
the Order of the Red Lotus, a section of the Venatori, who we serve this Elder One.
Serve Elder One. The Elder One got a whole avalanche dropped on him. So, really embarrassing, frankly. For a god. Get a mountain dropped on him. Anyway. Sorry, Sage, I didn't hear you. Nope, still can't hear you. No.
That is weird. What happened? Why?
No.
Yeah.
No, we can't.
Sorry, everybody.
Can you hear me?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, hold on, let me check my Audacity real quick.
Yeah.
Okay, good. We're rolling. We're still rolling.
Right.
That was weird.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yes. And he says the Elder One. And he says Death Gryphius, the Elder One, has died before. He can die again and again. That will not stop him. He is a god.
They said the name. They said the name. Ooh. Said the name.
Yep, I'll write it down. Annie Lou now knows it.
Thanks. I did write it down. Didn't know how to spell that.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks very much, and we'll get you to prison. Yeah.
It's been a pleasure.
So this.
Yeah.
I feel like. I feel like maybe there's another foot to drop. You know. Is there any part 2 to your dastardly plan, or is this just it?
That is all I'm willing to share. That is all you asked about.
Well, I'm asking now.
Yeah, your fate still kind of hangs with us.
Yeah. Also, just because I said we can't execute you doesn't mean we can't break all your fingers.
Ooh. I have fire.
Also, you take wonderful care of your hair.
Thank you.
Yeah, we could shave it off.
Ooh, I can make like a scarf?
You know what? That would be really gross.
Oh. Okay. I wasn't
Yeah.
too sure what levels of, reuse were okay, and I guess that one's drawing a
Yeah,
line.
But there's a whole bunch of. We could maybe give it to like a little bird to make a nest.
He has a
Or
lot of hair.
he
That's
does
like
have
at
a lot of
least
hair.
20 nests.
That's a lot of nests. Honestly, you're very selfish for keeping it to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I have a hairbrush at home. If you would like to salvage some for yourself.
Ew.
Ew.
Well, Han says, ew.
So I guess I don't need to roll to know that he's got something else up his sleeve.
Oh, he
At
being
least
cagey as heck.
Yeah.
It seems pretty frank.
Okay. Emilu's gonna regroup, and I'm very curious to know what's going on with Athen.
Yeah, what's going on with Aspen?
Athen's gonna run to the bathroom, and then we can figure that out. So,
right.
1 second. I didn't want to miss any of this. It was riveting.
Oh my gosh.
Gotta get those Bluetooth headphones.
Oh, Cirrus. That's the next purchase. I gotta upgrade my camera, then it's new headphones.
I want to get like a ring light.
Oh, yes,
so that
me
I'm
too.
Ooh.
fancily lit.
If we're talking tech for a hot second, I didn't like the idea of a ring light because I've got too many monitors and just a lot of crap on my desk. So I have. Can I show it on camera without knocking a lot of things over? Yes.
Do you have
I have a couple of these.
Cute.
They're
Little
spotlights.
softboxes.
Nice.
They're not turned on right now because they're really bright, and like even when you lower them, like it just like illuminates my world, and that's fine sometimes. But I like to sit in darkness too.
That's fair.
Nice to have the option.
Mm-hmm.
It is nice. Also, while Rihanna gets back on, Josh and Bucky are playing a home game of Avernus with the D&D is for Nerds crew in Australia. And I just realized that I'm talking really loud in my Australian accent, and I don't know if they can hear me, and I'm so self-conscious.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh, that's great.
I caught enough of that. Great. That's hilarious.
Really quick though, Cass is playing a fish person that has to carry around a bowl of water so that they can breathe every once in a while.
That's
and their
good.
name, the way they talk is normal, except they pronounced all R's as W's, so their name is Whamakin.
Well, it's really cute.
That's really
it's like
wow.
Ramekin Goose Knuckle, so it's like Whamakin Goose Knuckle.
Oh my god.
Cheeks, a little
Marriage to love.
Exactly that.
Yes.
So funny. It's so unfair for the D&D's for Nerds people to be so hot and so funny at the same time. Like, how dare you all?
Don't understand.
Can't have it all.
It's not fair.
They have to spread the talent, not hoard all of
I'll
it.
never know it.
Oh, so rude. Anyway, we're playing Dragon Age.
Okay. All right. So Athen left alone in a room with her name was Doris. All right, I was right. Left alone with Doris. Is she older or younger?
She's in her early 20s, it looks like, but then again, as an elf, that could mean 200.
That could mean anything.
That could be actually 20.
But I mean, Athen's an elf, so he's got to be able to tell more.
Yeah, for sure.
But she's like,
yeah, you can tell she's about 150 years old.
Oh, okay. So, do elves really live that long in Dragon Age, or is?
Well,
I know I have struggled with elf ages in across media.
I
it's the
think
thing. It's like how some creatures can live a very long time, but live the bloody and terrible lifestyles, which often shortens their lifespans.
Mhm.
But theoretically, they can live a long time.
huh.
Okay. So elves can live a long time. But she is young or is not young.
She is definitely young.
Okay. All right. Aspen is going to put on the charm.
What does Aspen
What?
charm look like?
Yeah, what is Aspen
I
charm?
need to know.
Aspen
Oh.
does. Aspen does the smolder.
Oh God.
Oh!
And he says, Miss Doris,
Oh, yes?
I wouldn't ask this of you if it was not urgent, but I need to get into that office.
Why?
Because the fate of many lives might hang on it.
Did you I'm having trouble understanding. Did you forget something? Did you
There are so many people in peril right now, not only those outside of this gate, as the Dalish have already suffered, but those within. If
Okay.
you don't care for them, then care for your fellow elves, because I fear for their safety. Every day we do not know the cause of this illness is a day that leads closer to their own deaths.
And what does that have to do with the office? I don't
This might come as a shock to you,
Mhm.
but I fear your employer is not a nice man.
Oh no, he makes me run all sorts of errands and run all about town, and he calls me on the weekends and asks me to pick up things in the office. And
Hmm.
he gave me a nice Yuletide bonus, but he's just really demanding.
Unionized girl.
I believe it, and I feel for you. That's why I need to get into that office to see what he has been doing, and if there is any evidence to his extreme misgivings, as I feel they might be, then that is one step closer to you not having to work for him.
Um, hmm. Well, I mean, I'm not really so invested in like the fate of the world. I'm just a girl trying to get by. But
Fair.
she kind of like plays with her fingers and kind of nervously fidgets for a second. As you see, she's kind of like mulling this decision over, and
He's gonna lean over and he's gonna say, tell you what, if you just forget to leave the key here and run out to get something, then it's not on you.
And she kind of nervously reaches for her right drawer next to her, kind of like hesitating for a second, and she kind of slams it open in the way that like jostles all of the pencils and notes and everything inside. And you see she picks up a key ring and she clutches it to her chest, and she goes, I think it's time to face the world, Doris.
I love her.
And she goes and she, like, shaking, unlocks the door and holds it open, and she goes, quick, inside. She
All right.
ushers you in.
He's gonna nod, but before she closes the door, he's gonna say, should you get fired for this, just come to the Inquisition and I'll get you a job. And he's gonna run in and fucking whatever the fuck he can find.
And she, as after you run in, you start sort of like rifling through everything. You hear her step inside and close the door behind her, and you twist the lock on the inside. She goes, "Okay, well, now we're alone."
Athen's gonna stop shuffling, and he's gonna look back at her, and he's gonna say, "This is not the time."
Oh, but it is. And suddenly, you see her arms begin to shift and transmute into the
God damn it! God damn it! God damn it! God damn it! Fuck, okay.
Into this dark gray, almost bark-like skin as they lengthen to this just immeasurable length as they seem to reach out to you with long, bony claws. And this form shifts into this ragged, just disgusting form, and her face twists into your face. And as you look at this face, you see and hear every cringy thing you've ever said, every humiliating detail, every time you've ever made a wrong choice that you regret in your life, every painstaking thing that keeps you up at 3 a.m. You see the face of Audrey, and as it suddenly shifts to her sweet child face, and you hear from her mouth that you're a disappointment and that you weren't there enough. You relive all of these horrible moments that just pull deep from your soul.
I'm gonna roll. I just want to see what the numbers are. It doesn't have to mean anything, but it'll mean something to me. Okay. So,
cool.
I'm gonna roll. This is a doubles. I don't even know what to add for, but it was 14.
What are you rolling for?
I wanted, yeah.
What are you trying to learn or ascertain?
I want to know how affected he is by this. Can he pull himself out of this?
Make a
is it strength?
Make a willpower.
Oh.
So it'd be a willpower self-discipline.
If you have that focus. You see if well, I have no, but I do get to add 3, so that's 14, 15, 16, 17.
How is it that Athvin pulls himself together after reliving every cringy moment in his life?
Athvin looks this creature dead in the eye and he says, "You can't hurt me with everything I know." And he's gonna bring his sword out.
Very cool. Let's roll some initiative.
Okay. Oh boy. All right. I really wish I'd asked for Pawn to stay by, but that's fine. Okay.
You got this. You have a strong, independent father.
You're right. That's 13. Plus, right. Oh wait, what do I add something?
Your dexterity, and then if you have a focus and initiative, you would add an additional +2.
Oh, well then, yeah, that's 19.
Nice. All right. So you get the first move then against this creature.
All right. I have already lost my fucking place in the warrior fighting. I have the PDF up.
Gotta
But-
bookmark them pages.
I know I should.
Highlight your spots. Destroy the book. Scribble in it.
Playing the game. Well, I have the PDF. That's the problem.
Yeah. There's a lot of I'm a PDF person, but like I highlight everything. I have like I think what is it?
You can set little like bookmarks on the PDF.
Oh.
Mhm.
Wow,
like
I
the
had
draw
no
You're
tool?
using like Adobe, yeah.
I am
yeah,
a
I
fool.
put smiley faces on things. I should look at again.
Okay. Well, all right. I'm going to try and hit this creature. So let me try first to hit them.
Okay.
Ooh. Wait. Sorry, guys. I've played a game before.
All good.
I add, as a warrior, I add my strength?
Yes.
Okay. Then yeah, it is 9, 15.
That does it.
All right, awesome. Now I'm gonna try to hit for damage, which I am a journeyman in dual weapons now.
Ooh, look at you.
Nice. Very cool.
And I don't see where that tells me. I had it up where it tells me I get a bonus or fucking something.
Copy paste that stuff and toss it in your sheet.
Really should.
Anywhere in your sheet. As we said earlier, it's not
You're so right.
set up for success, but
All right.
there's no way in heck I'd remember that.
Yeah, no, you're so right. Ugh.
In dual
Where
wielding, you get so if you get if you generate combat stunt points, you can do the lightning attack for only 2 points instead of 3. But for your dual weapon style, if you use a minor action to activate, you can either get a +1 to your defense or to attack by using your offhand. But for your damage, if you're just using a short sword, it's like 1d6 plus your strength.
Plus strength. Okay. Well, 1d6 plus strength is really good, so it doesn't matter. But I can still only attack once this turn.
Yeah. You can,
Okay.
You have to be a master in wielding before you can make
Actually hit. Okay. That's fine. All right, so I'm going to attack with my short sword. That is... Oh, what am I doing? All right, well, that's fine. Okay. 5 plus 5, that's 10.
Nice.
I lost the dice down here, but that's fine.
And as you begin to slash in with your main sword and sort of are you using your offhand to sort of like kind of feint with an attack, or are you trying to use it defensively?
Yeah, the fainting sounds cool.
And so you get a decent slash in, but they seem almost ineffective, even though you know that was a good hit, but it just the way that maybe it's the natural armor that they have that encompasses their body. And so they immediately retaliate with these long claws. And they get a 17 to hit, which I assume hits.
Yeah, that hits.
And gets you in for 7 damage.
Okay, that's fine.
And then, your turn.
All right. Well, if my hit didn't hit, can I see anything that would, I don't know, hint at a weakness, or is there something else I should be looking to hit type of thing? Like, is this more of an illusion than...
Yeah, I would say go ahead and make a perception seeing.
All right. Well, I have a focus in sight. Does that help me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank God.
That would be your +2.
Okay. 5, 6, 8, 11. So if I have a focus, I add 2 on top.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So it's 16.
So you think that maybe they have some sort of, this is very clearly some kind of demon, so maybe they have some kind of magical protection that shields them, that gives them maybe some kind of resistance to weapon attacks.
But I don't see what it is or what it could be.
No.
Okay. All right. How far away are the where did they go? They went to the
the rest of your companions? They are about a 10-minute walk.
All right.
Where you are?
Well,
you got this. You do. Believe in yourself.
Yeah, but you guys aren't gonna be able to find me before I'm fucking chicken dinner.
I was hoping you can kind of like hold on for us to maybe eventually make our way to you.
Yeah, I hope you guys can find it. I don't want to metagame, but I hope you guys can find me. No, I mean, I'll... Alright, you didn't see a weakness. I guess I'll attack at a different spot, maybe? Something that looks more vulnerable?
Yeah, I mean, they got these long, spindly arms.
Yeah, I'll cut an arm off.
Yeah, make your attack.
Alright, we'll try and cut an arm off. 6, 7, 8, 9. Whoa. Wait, if I got doubles, that helps, right?
Yes, that generates stun points. If you
Alright. I got 3s.
What is your total to hit? Because you still have to make their defense.
6,
or beat their defense.
12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Thank God for high strength. 17.
Oh, yeah, you definitely do. And so you'll generate 3 stunt points. With the journeyman, you can use 2 of those to make your lightning attack, so you can make a second attack against them.
Okay, awesome. I'll do that.
Nice.
Maybe at like different areas too, to hopefully get them to stop. I'll attack both arms.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
All right. So I make 2 rolls for each attack.
Yeah. So go ahead and roll your damage for this roll, and then you'll make another attack roll.
Okay.
And then more damage if you hit.
I need to.
On your second attack roll, though, if you get doubles, it doesn't matter.
Okay. Good to know. Ooh, that's a 6. So I add my strength again for damage. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
All right. So 17.
17 damage?
I mean, I got... Oh, no. I did all 3 instead of 1 short sword. That's fine.
That's okay. Fine.
6.
That's okay. You can save that
9,
as your
10,
second hit,
11.
and then just roll a d6 for your damage.
Okay. That's fine. Thank you.
Go ahead. Go ahead and just roll your 2d6s and add your strength twice.
Okay. Ooh, that's still good. All right. 1 hit is 14. The other, wait, 6? No, 1 hit is 11. The other is 10.
Ooh. So the first hit that you get off seems to do some amount of damage, but the second one doesn't seem to do anything again.
Is it every other hit? This sucks.
And then, so reaching at you, it takes, after you hit it the second time, it reaches its hand over to grab the base of your sword, and suddenly this just wave of darkness erupts from it. And I need you to make a dexterity check.
You got this.
All right. I got doubles again. But 1 was my dragon die. Does that count?
Oh no. Doubles only matter for your to hit rolls.
Darn it.
Generate combat still.
That's fine.
Stun points.
6, 8, 18, 20, 21.
So you feel as this thing is trying to shove you back, but you manage to ground yourself, and then instead points the other hand to you, and this burst of fire kind of erupts, and you will take 10 fire damage.
Oh, okay, that's okay still.
And then it's your move.
Man.
What are you thinking?
Running away. I don't know what else to do. It like maybe every other hit hits, or maybe it's just the luck of the hit, but I am not doing super well.
Do they look damaged at all? Like
yeah, do they look damaged? Do they
some-
look anything?
Like they have a mere scrape.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
Time to go.
Yeah, I think discretion counts here. I'm gonna yeet.
What would you like to yeet? Or are you throwing yourself
out a window.
Yeah, is there a window here?
Oh,
There
13th
is a
floor. Just kidding.
window.
Never mind.
Oh, there's a
We're on
window.
the
There's
third
13th floor.
I thought it was 13C.
It's it was the third floor,
Oh.
room 13C.
Okay. I can.
Just
All right,
kidding.
thank you.
Yeet
I
away.
can do that. I'm gonna yeet out the fucking window.
Yeah.
Make a dexterity acrobatics test.
All right. So my focus is in riding. So I'm gonna say I ride the wind.
No.
Okay.
You're great.
You miss 100% of the shots you don't take, everybody. If there's one thing I want you to take from this,
It's true.
you gotta ask. Okay, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wait, no. 5. 13. 15.
All right, so you only take half damage. You
Okay,
manage
that's
to do
fine.
one of those like rolls to break your momentum. So you will only take 7 damage as you yeet yourself from the 3rd story window, and you see this creature just lashing with claws, seeming to be content that you've run away.
Okay, he's going to dad jog because he's hurt. He's gonna dad jog towards everybody else because this sucks.
Yeah, you can make your way to the garrison, bust through the door, sweating, a little bloody, and you see the man who's like at the reception table is like, do you need to report a crime?
Maybe not to you. Where is the Inquisition?
Oh, they're in one of the interrogation rooms. Sure, right this way, and we'll lead you down, up through a door, down a hallway, and you, as you're passing through, you see another sort of interrogation cell. These 2 brawny, identical-looking women who you recognize as Captain Tegan, and First Lieutenant Sarah, who are having a very serious discussion with a group of other officers, and will lead you down to the very end of the hallway, and will unlock the door and lead you into the room where you see Emilu, Sahar, and Bahan in a tense situation speaking to Lorenzo, who seems to be maybe wrapping up.
Is Lorenzo sweating at least? Like, how does he look?
He looks
Lorenzo
cool
Florenzo.
as a cucumber, like obnoxiously calm.
Not even sweaty palms?
Not even a little.
Ugh.
Not a wrinkled brow. Not a fidget. You see, like, it as if it has been his life to keep a stone face.
All right. Athman enters the room and he looks around and he immediately points at the Tiventer. What his name is?
Lorenzo.
All right, I keep wanting to say something
Lorenzo.
else. Yeah, Lorenzo. So he points at Lorenzo and he says, if you say a single word, I am chopping your head off right now and giving it to Bahan. And he turns to Emmylou and he says, shit got fucked.
Okay.
You
He
look
says,
like a mess.
I recommend you all keep
Aspen
your rabbit under control.
takes... What? What did he say? What?
I recommend you all keep your rabbit under control.
Aspen takes his sword out and shoves it through this guy's neck.
No,
Whoops.
Emmylou's gonna try and stop him.
Okay.
Can you?
Ah!
Let's roll some initiative with everyone.
Oh no.
Ethan, you can keep your same roll of 13 if you want, or you can roll
Yeah.
again.
I'll keep 13. It's fine. It's more interesting that way.
Okay, coming through with the high rolls again. 18.
That's fine. It's probably better that you do.
So I'm tallying up all of it. If I get doubles on the 2 ones that aren't the dragon dice on
Doesn't matter.
attack rolls. Okay, doesn't matter.
Only for attack rolls.
Okay. Oh dear. My dex is not that great. 12.
Fine.
All right, let's see what bad boy gets. Ooh, dang. Okay. So, let me do a quick flip through my notes, if you will. And so as Athen comes roaring in, sword ready to plunge into this man's face, you see the ring on his hand begin to illuminate with this red glow. And Athen, I need you to make a Constitution stamina effect or test.
Heck.
If he dies, I want to play Creme. Just so you know.
If he dies, you want to play Creme.
Yeah. Just so you know. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. You said Constitution?
Mm-hmm. Specifically, if you have a focus and stamina, you'll get to add an extra plus.
All right. No focus, but I got a 12.
And so as you stand ready to plunge your sword into this asshole's neck, you see his ring begin to illuminate and grow, as what Emmylou would call it, red and creepy.
Mm-hmm.
As this magic surges towards you and begins to create these red bars that encompass you, which keep you 100% immobilized and do 15 damage to you.
15?
I'm not dead. I'm not dead. All right, everyone listen. It's not great. It's not dead.
And on your turn, you can choose to use a major action to try and break free using either a Constitution stamina or a Strength might check. But that will have to wait till your turn. As I said, control your compatriots. Emmylou, what would you like to do in this situation?
Okay, so normally I just have my short bow, and I don't have anything on here written that I have a knife.
You probably have like a dagger or a knife, because especially you're used to camping out on the road or something.
Cool. I want to cut his hand off.
Ah!
Oh, snap! All right.
The hand with the ring. I figure I won't be able to get his finger, so you know what? Fuck him.
Yeah.
Go big or go home.
Go big or go home.
I would also say that he is a little bit distracted.
Okay.
So make a
Can I do
stealth
a
check.
backstab?
Ooh.
Yeah. Effectively a backstab
Okay.
to get that extra on your attack roll.
I got doubles. Ah. Okay.
Oh, thank goodness.
So. If 19 to hit.
Wild.
Yep.
And then I do 2d6. I got a 5 on my my dragon die.
Oh, yes, you're gonna get. Jesus, you're gonna get 5 stunt points.
Woohoo!
So you can do, for 5 stun points, you can do a lethal blow inflicting an extra 2d6 damage.
Okay. I don't want to kill him. I want that ring off.
Mm-hmm.
So
But I would say, yeah, severing a hand is quite a feat. So I would say that would, the extra 2d6 will.
Okay, so I will take that. Okay, so I've got. I'm rolling like crazy. So.
You got this. Cut his hand off in one go, or whatever the equivalent is.
Shit. It's 18 damage.
Dang.
Yeah. Backstab came in there for a second.
And so, yeah, as he reaches out the hand and you dig through your bag for the Bear Grylls knife, it just whoosh.
Bear Grylls.
And sweet and cut cleanly through his hand, which begins to flop onto the table. The ring still glowing and Athvin still encased.
Okay.
But he looks now very distressed.
Yeah. Play stupid games. Win stupid prizes.
Stupid prizes. Thank you.
I'm gonna say, Sahar, can you make sure this idiot doesn't bleed to death? And then I'm going to oh god, gross. I'm gonna pick up the hand.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna try and take the ring off the finger.
It's still warm.
Gross.
It is warm. As you touch it, I need you to make a Constitution stamina roll.
Okay.
You got it.
That's 13.
And so you feel these sort of dark whispers begin to rise up your spine and curl into your ears, but you manage to shake them off as something was very near to affecting you. But you can take off the ring and hold it safely.
Okay. As soon as I have it, I don't know, I'm gonna think off. Or like turn off. Stop that. Shake it. See if it gets rid of it.
Nah, nothing seems to work.
Okay. Can I break it? Can I break the rock in the middle?
You'll have to wait till your next turn, but you can.
Got it.
Certainly.
I've done quite a lot this turn, so I will wait. I will wait. Okay. Thank you.
Athvin, you are encased in a crushing prison.
Okay.
You can chill. You can try and get out.
I'm gonna try to get out.
All right. Make either a Constitution stamina or a Strength might test.
My strength is higher, so I feel like I should do strength, but I don't have might or the other one.
So yeah, then go strength.
Okay.
And then just add your strength score.
Okay. 5, 6, 8, 9. It's 14.
What does it look like as Aspen breaks out of this cage?
Yay!
Like, shit, there's gotta be something good. Well, I mean, he was midway shoving a sword, so I imagine whether or not this is great consequences, I imagine that the forward momentum that he was giving would lead him to continue thrusting a sword forward.
Very cool.
Now this
And
guy's moved though, right? Because I cut
Has
his
he?
fucking hand off, so I'm imagined he squirmed a wee bit.
I mean, if the sword doesn't hit him directly and it graces his neck, then that's fine, I guess.
Okay.
He had stood up and had, after when you had levied these accusations against him, but so he hasn't he hasn't really moved since you got his hand off. He's kind of flinched but hasn't moved from his place. It was your major action to break out, so you'll still have a minor action if you want.
Does the minor action include putting the sword into his shoulder?
Unfortunately, no.
Okay.
But you can use your dual weapon fielding to give you a +1 to your defense if you want.
All right, yeah, I guess he'll do that. He'll twist the sword into a defensive position.
And Sahar. There's a
Sahar,
lot going on.
right? Upon seeing like Athvin like escaping, but then just not quite succeeding, and just like everything that's been happening, they kind of stood paralyzed, really contemplating what the best next move is. So, can I do my minor action is gonna be? Let me make sure I save this page. Good old heal.
Mm-hmm.
With my, I think I don't have a staff. I think I have like a Harry Potter wand or something.
Oh yeah. You got
Right.
your vine wand. It looks all
Yes!
viney, naturey.
Oh, so nice. So I'm a journeyman in healing. So with the hands of my healing, when I use the healing action, your ally gets back the amount of health equal to Dragon Die ×2 plus Cunning.
Oh.
So target number of 10. Plus 2, 4. 4 plus 2 is 8. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, I beat the target number. It's been so long. Okay, so after I beat my target number with my healing, I roll for healing? So sorry. I thought I had a solid like grasp on this.
All good. Magic is weird in the system.
I just wish I'd
for the spell heal, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you can spend up to 3 mana points when you cast a spell. For each mana spent, the target gets back 1d6 health. And then, but you don't have to spend mana points. You have an unlimited amount of power. So how much would you like to heal, Athvin?
Athvin, where you at? You want like an extra 15 health? More? How you doing?
If
I can do more. I have no mana reserves.
Whatever you can, because not to like get too into it, but he has like maybe an 11th % chance of surviving. So
no. Can I heal 30?
Great. Oh my god. Can you heal 30?
You can heal Athvin all the way back up to full.
I do what I want. I'm strong as heck. Sahar waves that wand, and almost effortlessly, like the healing magic that cascades out is, one of nature. And you feel restored. It's kind of like that first step into sunlight after being stuck in your basement for too long.
Oh my god. Wow.
It's real.
Thank you. I feel amazing. Like I could stab a guy in the throat again.
I think I'm on team not stab. And then with my major action, I was peeping some spells, and there is something that I don't have, but due to my potential magical abilities at this moment, I can access a spell called Hallucination. You conjure in the mind of a subject within 30 yards an optical, auditory, and olfactory hallucination that can appear to be no wider or taller than your magical ability in yards. I can add extra targets, not necessary. The target must succeed at a perception, hearing, seeing, or smelling test versus my spell power to realize the illusory nature of the sight. Touching the hallucination automatically reveals the ruse, but does not end the spell unless I want it to. This hallucination can last for as long as I spend free actions to concentrate on it.
Oof.
He got a 9.
Oof.
Okay, so this is versus my spell power.
Baby man. Oh, baby man. Baby.
Is that just something I have, or is that something I roll for? I feel like that's something I'm gonna roll for.
Your spell power is, oh god. It's so long since I looked at that. Spell power. It's equal to 10 plus your magic. And then you since you don't have a focus in entropy, you don't get to add a +2. So 10 plus magic.
Okay. That's 14.
Oh yeah, so he loses. What is this? Oh man, what do you conjure?
It's a natural horror. It's the decay of himself kind of just standing in place as nature kind of encompasses him. And it's, the scent of a deep forest and like the moss underground, and it's the feelings of vines crawling up your skin and restricting your movement, restricting your space, and you feel that sense of what's it called when you're the fear of enclosure, like enclosed spaces?
Oh, claustrophobic.
Yeah. Like that starts to creep in, and it's dark all around you, like when the canopy of trees kind of obscure your vision from any sunlight from above.
And so he begins screaming as his like bloodied severed hand is like leaking blood, and is like trying to like fight off this imaginary force from pressing into him, and is just like, oh guards, help, these people are attacking me.
But nobody came.
But from the whisper in your back of your mind, from that inner self, you hear, yes, crush your enemies. And that's where we're gonna end this episode.
I don't want to crush my enemies.
Oh.
God.
No.
Ooh, dang, this has been a spicy one.
I didn't think we could get spicier from the first 5 minutes of this when Sahar was like, sign me on for a stage 5 clinger, please. And then
oh no. Oh.
Can I just say I appreciate you so much. You're so wonderful to have in games because you just make decisions that I would never consider.
Really?
And you just like go there, and it makes for such a wonderful like story and game.
Oh my goodness, I could not help myself. Little fox
so
sitting on a rock between two little pyramids with stones around him. Heck yeah.
Oh god, you guys didn't see this, but we immediately were like, this is the fantastic Mr. Fox. You just made a deal with the fantastic Mr. Fox.
That whole scene though, your expressions, I had to like physically not look at both of you because you were so emotive.
It's hard not to, but like, oh man, this is great. It's terrible. We have written ourselves into quite a predicament, but
it'll be fine.
So excited.
I'm strong. It's great.
I'm so excited.
Oh, gee. Well, this has been wonderful, and I hope you all can tune in again when we'll be back in 2 weeks on the 26th. Until then, I'm your storyteller, Sage.
I am B, also known as Bianca Zelda. You can find me on Twitter as @BiancaZelda.
I'm Morgan. I've played Emmy Lou. You can find me on Twitter at ThistleRaven, and you can find my podcast, Taking Initiative, at TI_pod, where we have episode releases. You can find B and I on the same weekly schedule of the Dragon Age game on Tuesdays on the Gamers Table Twitch stream of Conan, where things are also quite spicy on that series.
Oh, heck.
Yep. And come say hi. Right now, my Twitter is a lot of Black Lives Matter stuff, and as your Twitter should be too, if you have social media. And remember to donate to a bail fund tonight. And have a good night.
Yes, thank you for saying that. I was going to hit at that after we all closed. But yes, absolutely. Donate to bail funds. Educate yourselves. Don't ask other Black people what you should be doing. You can do the research yourself.
Google is
Just
free.
local places to donate to. That's a big thing that often gets neglected.
Yep.
Sign petitions, call your representatives, march, fight the good fight, do what you can.
Mm-hmm. And on a lighter note, I'm Rihanna.
Oh, sorry.
You can find me on on Twitter at DIY Ferret. And well, personally, I've been very lucky to have enough money to donate. I understand if you can't, do what you can. Petitions are free. Emailing is free. Emailing is very wonderful and can do a lot, as well as calling. And if you do happen to have a bit of time left from doing your civic duty and helping your fellow man, I reread The Hobbit and I'm in hell. I am in hell. And if you want to come talk to me about Bilbo and Thorin and how they should have just had a happy ending and how they never had. Yeah,
what did we say last time I was with all y'all? That all of these problems would be resolved if they just kissed?
Yeah, no, absolutely,
100%.
We're trying to figure it out. But if you want to come to my Twitter and talk to me about how Bilbo and Thorin deserve to find each other in Mahal's halls at the end of their days, then please come talk to me about sad Hobbit. That's all I want.
No.
To jump off what Rihanna said, call your representatives, email them. In New York, we are having more and more local politicians call for redistributing funds from their insane police budget to community projects. And we have managed to repeal a law that concealed police backgrounds or like their records. So New York managed to repeal 50-A, which was allowed people to hide that stuff and not have a public record. So that kind of pressure absolutely works. You should absolutely blow your city council or your assembly or like state representatives up for that kind of stuff because they have the power to make those changes very quickly.
That's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
And on that note, there's a lot going on in the world, and we hope all of you are staying safe and healthy and and are in good company. And we'll see you next time.